And so you say. And yet the Absolute demands that I cull them. I can still reach the temple and fulfill the general's orders. His advisor, Balthazar, also sought a way. And yet you came to my aid. Let it be done. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I should. The general resides at Moonrise Towers, but you cannot simply travel there. The land surrounding the towers is blighted by a deadly curse. As for these vermin, you are a liar and a fool. Nere suffers neither.
True soul.
You've got one final chance to prove your allegiance. The outsider did me a favor. The Dwergar were trouble from the start. No. The general will understand that none of this was my fault. He will understand because you will tell him. Show them no mercy. Their corpses will make a fine offering to our mistress. No, it's not true. You're here to test my faith, and I will not fail.
Moonrise Towers.
Finally! If you won't help me, I may as well enjoy this. Your master speaks. Expedition! Passage trapped! Gnomes useless. Don't trust mercs. Gnomes, you are slaves no longer. The Absolute may have use for you yet. The favorite. Nothing is done in these lands without his knowledge. Tensions were high. I am hardly surprised. The novices were lost without me to guide them. I don't know what you are that you can defy the Absolute's will. For the Absolute, I need you to deliver a message to him. Tell the general that I did what I could, but that the route through Grimforge is impassable. Dying for a cause is one thing, but for a mind flayer, for filth like that. No. Heretic! You should never have come here. My head. I walk among traitors. I owe you a debt. And I would hate to be ungrateful. Fool! Did you think I wouldn't notice your intrusion? Minthara? I'm surprised she hasn't got herself killed on one of her reckless raids. You toiled, and for what, Thrin? For someone else to free me. The Absolute should be demanding I take your head for insolence like that. But I can't hear her voice. You're in my thrall. Nere is not without mercy, true soul. And these overgrown rats have given you a chance to earn my favor. You've a chance yet to prove your faith. Kill the slaves, and let Nere see them suffer. No, you have a trick, an enchantment. If it can protect you, it'll protect me. All I have to do is take it. I owe you a debt, it seems. You've saved me from worse than the Dwergar. Yet a true soul still lives. I am sure there's a sane explanation.
Find path to temple. Orders of general.
Vermin to the last. I might have guessed. Impossible. I should slit your throat for speaking such blasphemy. Heretics. Let Nere be your end. Yet the faithless yet stand. Isn't that right, Brithwa?
Absolutes chosen. Moonrise Towers.
This is not a failure. It's only a setback. I have been entrusted with a sacred mission. I cannot fail. Ah, so you didn't come to my aid. You came to theirs. Strike me and suffer.
I sense you, true soul. Come to me. Come to Nere. The poison spreads.
Take this, a personal blessing. I pray we don't meet again, yet the Absolute saw fit to bless you.
I don't understand.
You traitorous little maggot! I will tear your heart from your chest, and I will hear her voice again. Whatever it is, I'll set it right. I'll cut you down in her name. The Absolute demands their slaughter. Yet here you stand, in bold defiance. Fool! My mind is not your playground. Abandon the Absolute. After everything I've done for her, everything she's done for me. Thrin, the Absolute gave you everything. And this fiasco is how you reward her? Didn't I tell you to go to Moonrise Towers? The General must be told of my situation. If they are indeed a true soul, let the Absolute save them. Leave me be. You've done enough. You are a traitor. Never mind. Go to the General at Moonrise. There's little time to waste. I will take word to the Order of Soul Spiders. They must know of the Absolute threat. Calm yourself. We have allies on the surface. Seek them out, and play this lyre to call on their guide.
Mercenaries. Absolute unites.
You would be wiser to align yourself with me than her. Few earn the General's favor. I am sure to be among them. You insolent worm. You would refuse Nere, refuse the Absolute. You expect me to believe such madness. You don't deserve the death you got. I should have made it last. If he indeed is a true soul, let the Absolute save him. When the General entrusted me with this mission, he warned there may be some damage caused by a monster let loose in the temple. You're right. I'm a fool for not seeing it before now. Instead, I've been beset by incompetence, treachery, and now this? The Absolute's business remains unfinished. You care for the weak true soul. Most curious. You heed an overgrown toadstool, yet defy a true soul. Brithva, did you think you could keep your plot a secret? The Absolute guides my hand. You've chosen a battle you cannot win. Thrin, carve out their heart and serve it to the Rothe. A test, yes, you must be. The Absolute bade you to try Nere's faith. Stop blubbering. You have wasted enough of my time. Drop the blade, Dwergar. You shall have your coin. I don't understand. I've been following those wretched beasts. This was meant to be a simple operation. I arrive, those pack animals clear the debris, and I walk into the temple. Dwergar, this true soul has betrayed us. Let their blood prove your devotion. You're clearly a fool. Yet you saw fit to aid me. Now, who actually got me out of here? Thrinn? Carve out his heart and serve it to the Rothe. Nere pities you, Thrinn, your errors and excuses, and your sorry end. I see your idiocy is surpassed only by your ego. Strike him down. Prove your faith. A true soul. True soul! Liar. I've seen no such creatures. True soul, was it your hand that slayed Thrinn? No, of course not. There must be a sane explanation. As for the rest of you, slave worms, you've caused enough trouble. You worthless, treacherous little rats. An efficient solution. Sensible, even. Worthless, every last one. Their failures must be punished. Strike them down. Prove your faith. Fool. Your silence speaks to your heresy. For the Absolute! Cut down the Dwergar, every last one. The Absolute commands it. Dwergar, this true soul has betrayed us. Let her blood prove your devotion. As for you, true soul, as for you, our charge is clear. There is more we must do. He never mentioned this. Get me out! I'm not interested in excuses, Thrinn. You failed me. You failed the Absolute. Ah, another treacherous soul walks among us. Isn't that right, Brithvar? Thrinn, carve out her heart and serve it to the Rothe. Dwergar, this true soul has betrayed us. Let his blood prove your devotion. Nere is not without mercy, true soul. The rat has given you a chance to earn my favor. What's going on? What have you done? Yes, it will be so. I had a moon lantern to keep the curse at bay. Alas, the rocks did it in. Heathen! You shame the Absolute. Yes, it will be so. My servant, my bidding. Your best was not good enough. It's you. It must be. You've done something to anger her. It cannot be. Have I betrayed Loth for an impostor? But you are a traitor, and I will have your head. Gnome slaves, passage trap. Careful of mercs.
Minthara in Goblin Camp. Safe passage. Moon Lantern. Drider.
Why are you still here? Go! I am generous to those who aid him. When I return to Moonrise, I will be triumphant, and you will share in my victory. Nere is your death. The Absolute wills it. Gnomes, you are slaves no longer. The Absolute may have use for you yet. Quit quick, or head! Careful, mercs! On the edge! Was I so weak as to betray the Weaver? Choking! Dig me out of here! What is this, then? The Absolute's servants dead. So you care for the weak, true soul. Was it your hand that slayed Nere's servants, or is there a sane explanation? But I know you are a traitor, and I will show no mercy. Worthless slaves! Your incompetence has been my ruin!
General's necromancer, Balthazar.
The Absolute is no mere cult. It is a calling. And you are here to test my faith. Nere does not fail. Do not tarry. I will see you again, but only when my work is done. Important business. My orders come from General Thorn himself. Nere will not be refused. If she indeed is a true soul, let the Absolute save her. There is another way, though. We have allies on the surface. Seek them out, and play this lyre to call on their guide. They've outlived their usefulness. Finally! You must clear rubble, spilling poison! Insufferable, insolent scum. I'm going to enjoy this.
Corridor. Triggered old trap. Gave in.
I'll pick up his trail and follow him. Prove myself his superior. As you say. Gilles Lunin. Whatever you do, do not attempt the journey to Moonrise without his protection. I promise you it will not end well. Traitor, you have breathed your last. Direct your blade at the heretic, Dwergar. You shall have your coin. You bargained with this wretch. How vexing. True soul, take their heads. The Absolute commands it. Vermin, as feral as they are useless. You dare speak to me without due reverence. That was your first and last mistake. I will tear out your heart and feed it to the rats. I see treachery at every turn. Not every Dwergar proves faithful to the Absolute. I don't know what you are that you can defy the Absolute's will. True soul, prove your faith. Strike him down.